In this video, I'm going to save you so much grief. My original coach told me many of these things, and I still didn't listen. And so I have wonderful mistakes for you to learn from. We're going to talk about boundaries with coaching. So this is really common with new coaches, where they learn, and this was true for me, and this is true for many of the coaches that I know. You learn these coaching skills and you want to apply them everywhere. I learned how to create breakthroughs for people, and I got really good at it. And part of how I got really good at it was I just did it with everybody I met. Didn't matter who they were, I practiced it everywhere. I was completely undiscerning, and I was just like, breakthroughs for everybody, here you go. And that had some impact, right? We'll get more into this in the ethics part of the course later on. And it's important for you to know now some of these guidelines for boundaries, because you're already gaining right away these coaching skills. And when they're used well, they really help your life. When they're used badly, they can really screw with your life. So getting consent to coach is a big deal. And often new coaches are just coaching everywhere in their life. And there isn't that buy-in, there isn't that consent, and it starts to create weird power dynamics. I would say that from the year that I did my coaching training, I don't know that I have any friends left, maybe one or two from that time in my life. But even though it was great in the moment, it created weird power dynamics, and it ultimately caused a lot of really precious friendships in my life to end. And part of that was because I created breakthroughs for people, and they started looking up to me, and it shifted the dynamics of their relationship. And also, often, I would come in wanting transformation for people, and I was coming in attached, right? And I actually was impacted by their choices, by their breakthroughs, by their transformation. And so it came through sticky, right? Because I'm not just their coach, I was in their life. So when it comes to family and friends, do not coach your family and friends unless you are not attached to keeping that relationship. If you're like, I could lose the relationship, no problem. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and coach your family and friends. But if they are relationships that you want to keep, do not coach them. So let's get a little bit deeper into coaching with consent. So I had a friend who didn't have very emotionally mature parents and didn't have a lot of emotional coping skills growing up. And then they found coaching. And so again, same story. They started using it everywhere, including when they were triggered. And so if we ever had any altercation, they would start to coach me without my consent. And it was so violating for me. It was like, I just really contracted being on the receiving end of non-consensual coaching. It feels so bad. The tools you're learning are incredibly powerful. Keep them inside the coaching container. If you're claiming someone, typically it's going to be someone you know from a professional context or someone in a social setting. And again, you would typically want to reveal pretty soon on, like, oh, this is the kind of work I do, right? But again, so we're talking about friends and family. It's like, oh my God. For now, avoid it. We'll talk deeper in the ethics section, but for now, unless you don't care about maintaining the relationship, don't go here. Okay, let's talk about barters and trades. So barters and trades are not a good idea for you right now. And why is that? So let's say that you're doing a trade with someone and they mow your lawn, right? So you're creating a power dynamic. They're really, again, they're going to look up to you. But let's say they go mow your lawn and they accidentally cut down your favorite perennial from your grandmother, or your annual from your grandmother that you loved. Now, that next week when you're going in to coach them, you're holding resentment, you're holding anger towards them. Again, now you're attached, you're resentful. That doesn't work. So if there's a possibility, of them fucking it up, right, in some way, that is going to be a situation that you're going to want to avoid in order to maintain the health of that relationship and to decrease any drama in your life. Are we good with that? Does that make sense? So barter and trades, for now, I really recommend don't do them. Friends and family, unless you're unattached to maintaining the relationship, not now. So let's talk about friends and family of clients. This is a little bit trickier. And this is something that you're going to want to really be discerning about. I had a client who sings my praises to the heavens and to everyone he knows. And I have worked with, his whole family, his friends, business partners, and I have actually a number of clients for whom this has been true. And in this particular case, I worked with him, I worked with his sister, I worked with his dad, and I worked with his mom. And his mom was abusive. I saw his dad come in one day with bleeding from the ear because she'd hit him really hard. And, it was an intense dynamic. And they really wanted me to support her. And so I said yes. And she said yes to a coaching relationship. Even though I had some, I really loved the other parts of his family, and I had a little bit of contraction because I knew that she wasn't treating them well. And she was kind of pressured into it with her family, and I wasn't really able to hold a deep neutrality in my relationship with her, and it was really messy. Was it really messy? It didn't work. I wasn't able to serve her. So when it comes to friends and family of the clients, it's how deeply intertwined or enmeshed are these family members in each other's lives? Are they going to come up? Are they going to be coaching around that other person that you're coaching over and over again? That is something that I now do because I work with coaches. I work with, sometimes I work with families, and I have a lot of experience. And I've made mistakes, like I told you, that have helped me learn. But for now, you're a beginner coach. Unless it's really simple, this is my friend, we talk once every couple of weeks, fine. We live together, we work together. Don't do it. Keep things simple for now. If there's deep enmeshment if you have the opportunity to work with a close friend or family member of a client, and there's deep enmeshment and drama and tension, for now, leave it out. If you follow these 3 pieces, I promise you the next 4 years of your life will have so much less problems, so much less drama. You can practice certain elements of coaching, like asking questions, listening with people, friends and family. Don't try and create breakthroughs. You can give advice, have an opinion. That's okay, right? Reveal your impact, share your feelings. Be a friend, be a family member. Keep doing that. If you start trying to create breakthroughs for your friends and family, it's going to cause problems, just on average. So, once again, it's going to be really useful for you. Remember it, use it, practice holding these boundaries around where and when you practice coaching.